Society has a script for us, a well-rehearsed play where the protagonist is always surrounded by people, always connected, always performing. You're told to be a team player, a social butterfly, to fill every quiet moment with conversation and every empty space with company. But what if your soul doesn't want to be on that stage? What if it craves the quiet hum of solitude, the vast, open space of being alone? This isn't a glitch in your programming, it's a whisper from some of the greatest minds in history. From Nikola Tesla to Albert Einstein, many geniuses didn't just tolerate solitude, they actively sought it. They understood a profound truth that our noisy world tries to drown out: being alone is not the same as being lonely. Loneliness is a painful, involuntary state of disconnection. It's the feeling of being on the outside looking in, a hunger for a connection that isn't there. Solitude, on the other hand, is a choice. It's a deliberate, voluntary retreat into your own inner world. Loneliness is a wound, solitude is a remedy. It's the space where the background noise of other people's opinions, expectations, and demands finally fades away. In that silence, for the first time, you can hear yourself think. This video is for those who feel that pull towards quiet, for those who have been made to feel strange for enjoying their own company. We're going to explore why solitude is not just beneficial but essential for a meaningful life. We will dismantle the societal pressure to always be on and learn how to stop chasing the hollow prize of external validation. Most importantly, we'll discover how to use the power of silence not just to find peace, but to find your purpose. The first step in embracing solitude is to understand the myth of constant social connection. We are conditioned to believe that our value is measured by our social calendar, by the number of likes, comments, and invitations we receive. This creates a frantic need for validation, a desperate search for someone else to tell us we're okay, that we're worthy, that we matter. We become actors playing a part, hoping for applause from an audience that is often too busy worrying about their own performance to notice ours. Seeking validation is like drinking salt water to quench your thirst. The more you get, the thirstier you become. A compliment feels good for a moment, but then the silence returns, and the need for another hit of approval grows stronger. This cycle keeps you trapped, forever looking outside yourself for a sense of worth that can only be built from within. You start to tailor your personality, your opinions, and even your dreams to fit what you think others want to see. Your authentic self gets buried under layers of performance. You forget what you truly enjoy, what you genuinely believe, because you've spent so much time and energy trying to be someone else for everyone else. Breaking this cycle requires a conscious, deliberate choice. It's the decision to turn your attention inward and become your own source of approval. It starts with small acts of self-reliance. Make a decision, a small one at first, without asking for anyone's opinion. Eat at a restaurant you want to try, watch a movie no one else is interested in, or simply spend an afternoon doing something just for you, by yourself. Notice the discomfort that might arise. That's the withdrawal from the drug of validation. Sit with that feeling. Acknowledge it without judgment. It's the phantom pain of an old dependency. The more you practice this, the more you build an inner locus of control. You begin to trust your own judgment, to honor your own preferences. You realize that your own quiet nod of approval is more satisfying and sustainable than a stadium full of applause. This is not about becoming arrogant or dismissing the opinions of others entirely. It's about changing the hierarchy. Your own self-assessment must become the primary voice, and the feedback of others becomes secondary data, not the ultimate verdict. When you stop seeking external validation, you reclaim an immense amount of mental and emotional energy. This energy is the fuel you need to explore the next, most powerful stage of this journey, using silence to find your purpose. Our world is saturated with noise. Notifications, advertisements, news cycles, social media feeds, it's a constant, overwhelming flood of information designed to capture your attention and dictate your thoughts. This external noise effectively silences your internal voice. The subtle whispers of your intuition, the quiet calling of your passion, the deep-seated curiosity that points toward your purpose, all of it is drowned out. Solitude is the act of turning down the world's volume so you can finally hear your own. When you deliberately create pockets of silence in your life, you create a space for your true self to emerge. At first, this silence can be deafening. With no external distractions, you are left alone with your thoughts, your anxieties, your regrets. This is the part that most people fear, the reason they reach for their phones the moment a conversation ends. But if you can withstand this initial storm, something incredible happens. The chaotic thoughts begin to settle, like dust in an undisturbed room. the mental chatter subsides, and a deeper clarity begins to surface. In this newfound quiet, you can start to ask the big questions. Not what do people expect of me, or what is the safe and practical path, but what truly fascinates me. What problems do I feel compelled to solve? You can reflect on your experiences not just as a series of events, but as a collection of clues. Which activities made you lose track of time? When did you feel most alive, most engaged, most like yourself? These are the breadcrumbs leading you toward your purpose. Your purpose isn't some grand, mystical destiny that will be revealed to you in a flash of lightning. It's the intersection of your unique talents, your deepest interests, and a need you see in the world. Finding this intersection requires introspection, and introspection requires silence. It's an excavation project, and you can't dig for treasure in the middle of a noisy festival. You need to go to a quiet place with your tools and start digging. Use your time alone to experiment and explore. Read a book on a subject you know nothing about. Try a new hobby without the pressure of being good at it. Write down your thoughts in a journal without censoring yourself. These activities, performed in solitude, are not time wasted. They are conversations with yourself. You are gathering data, connecting dots, and listening to the feedback from your own soul. Solitude allows you to untangle your own desires from the desires that have been projected onto you by family, friends, and society. You might discover that the career path you're on was chosen to please your parents, or that the lifestyle you're chasing is based on an influencer's curated feed. In the quiet, you can give yourself permission to want what you actually want. This authenticity is the foundation of a purpose-driven life. It's the difference between climbing a ladder someone else set up for you and building your own staircase to a place you genuinely want to go. Remember, the goal is not to become a hermit or to abandon all social connection. Humans are social creatures, and meaningful relationships are vital for our well-being. The art of being alone is about balance. It's about having the ability to enjoy both the company of others and the company of yourself. It's about building a relationship with yourself that is so strong, so fulfilling, that you no longer fear the silence. You welcome it. When you master the art of solitude, you become the calm in the hurricane of life. The chaos of the world can swirl around you, but you have a quiet, stable center to return to. You are no longer dependent on others for your happiness or your sense of self. You are a complete person on your own, and your interactions with others become a joyful choice, not a desperate need. So, dare to be different. Dare to turn off the noise and step away from the crowd. Carve out time to be alone with your thoughts, not as a punishment, but as a privilege. Use that sacred time to dismantle your need for validation and to listen to the quiet wisdom within you. That is where you will find your strength, your clarity, and the unique purpose that only you can fulfill. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to explore more content like this by subscribing to Motivational Repo. Continue to invest in yourself and unlock the power within.